Hey Gemini, what's up gang? I hope everybody is well. We're going to go ahead and look into your full moon reading. If that is something that interests you, do stick around. Gemini, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Jessica. Please take a look at my description box because that's going to have any information that you would need to know. And yes, this is a Gemini channel. However, if you vibe, you tribe, so go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Gemini, if you're returning, welcome back. I hope that you're well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. I do hope that you're doing what's best for you, boo. Thank you for all the love, all the support. Gemini, thank you for all the good vibes. It really does mean the world, okay? All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into this. This is the sturgeon moon, okay? And I was like, the sturgeon, like the fish? And yes, the sturgeon, like the fish. Apparently, a lot of sturgeon are caught during this time, so that's why it's got its name. However, it used to also be called the corn moon and the harvest moon because back in the day, there used to be a lot of harvests around this time, okay? And most likely, specifically corn. So this full moon actually talks about spiritual clarity and creativity, but it also talks about harvest. It talks about abundance. It talks about you having closed out cycles and now you're open and ready to receive whatever the universe, spirit wants to give you, okay? So it's actually a really positive new moon or full moon. It's giving the energy of abundance coming in. We also, for the intuitive message, y'all, got the moon, which I felt was so freaking funny. And I heard this is going to be the mooniest moon you've had in a while. So what I took that as is, the full moon, you know how it is. I'm already feeling the energy. I'm already feeling like, yeah, right? I don't know. I always get like a little anxious or weird during the full moon. I don't know why. But you can expect to feel all the things that you would normally feel during a full moon, okay? So if you get emotional, if you get a little bit anxious, if you feel like you can't sleep, or you get extra tired, you have crazy dreams, your intuition be popping, maybe you go through a lot of spiritual upgrades during the full moon, okay? Whatever this is for you, it's like you can expect this. Spirit is definitely highlighting some kind of self-care, taking baths, burning incense, meditating, yoga, chanting, watching a movie, eating some snacks, whatever it is that makes you feel like good, calm, and in your zone, you're being encouraged to do that during this full moon, okay? It's also the full moon in Aquarius, and Aquarius is all about being your authentic self. It's all about letting your light shine and, really embracing who you are as an individual. Aquarius can also be very quirky type of energy, so Spirit is encouraging you to just be who you are and not really worry about how it is being received, okay? Let's get an animal message. Let's get an animal message for this sturgeon moon, Spirit, for this full moon for Gemini. For the full moon in August, the sturgeon moon, what message do you have for Gemini gang, please? What message do you have for Gemini gang? Oh. Thank you. We have the Black Panther, okay? So the Black Panther could definitely be significant for some of you guys. This energy, it's funny because it looks very intimidating. It looks very powerful. It looks a little scary even. And maybe that's the energy that you're being asked to embody. I definitely get this energy here with this about you kind of pulling back your energy and calling your power in, okay? So that way you can harness it into whatever you're working on or whatever direction you want to. There's a fierceness here with the Panther, and there's also this energy of not allowing you to kind of complete the same cycles or slip back into comfort zones that do not serve you. The Panther is not here for that. The Panther asks you to rise up, be in your most authentic energy, and really go after what you want, okay? It's funny too because my nails match the eyes of the Panther and I didn't plan that out. So maybe there's going to be odd synchronicities like that for you. I don't normally get this with the Panther, but I am kind of getting this right now. Somebody's eyes green with envy. Somebody could be very envious towards you, Gemini, for whatever reason, and they might be lashing out during this full moon, or they might be thinking about you during this full moon. Just make sure that you're cutting cords, putting yourself in protective bubbles and letting people do whatever they want to do. If they want to waste their life or the full moon energy on hating on you or ruminating over you, that's their business, right? You have other things to worry about, right? Like your destiny, your abundance, your growth, your healing. there's this energy of something like almost creeping up, but not in like a negative way. It does feel like there's opportunity that might be creeping up on you, Gemini, something that's maybe calling you to step out of your comfort zone and to be brave, be courageous, possibly use your intuition. And this might be a little scary, but I do feel like you're being encouraged to go after it. So let's go ahead and look into the book. Okay. Pretty sure it's a fire energy. So, yes, it is. Let's find the Panther. There we go. Okay, the Panther says annihilation of the unnecessary and purging. That already resonates for me, just that sentence, because I'm going through a massive declutter in my home right now, and I'm doing one room at a time, and I just did my room, and my room is just so zen-like and like perfect and pristine that I just love it. I don't know if some of you guys are going through that. Maybe that's why I felt like sharing that, but yes, I've definitely annihilated some of the unnecessary clutter in my life, and I suggest you do the same. It's a great energetic restart. Anyways, the Panther won't stand to see our growth or energy stagnate. Instead, it pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc, with the ultimate intention of bringing us towards more fulfilling lives. It's unexpected, uncomfortable, and sometimes feels devastating, but after all the dust clears, it's easy to see the Panther's wisdom at work. We've all been through these experiences, and they've made us better people. Trust that the Panther's journey always leads us to a brighter place. When in balance, brave and productive. When out of balance, self-destructive. And to bring into balance, get rid of the unnecessary. I'm totally feeling the Panther's energy for my own life right now, and I feel like we're on point right now, okay? Now, Gemini, sometimes, yes, things happen. Storms come into our life. Things get shaken up. Things get moved around. But it's so we can break up whatever stagnant energy has been, maybe causing issues in your life. It's like we can look at this shakeup or these storms or whatever as something that's causing the issue, but really the real issue was that everything was stagnant or things were not moving the way that they should. So you can expect something uncomfortable and unexpected, as I had said already. I don't get so much devastating, but I do feel like it changes a lot of things in your life. It's giving like a light tower. It's not giving like a full tower energy, but like a light tower. But what Spirit is saying here is after this dust clears, after everything calms down, you're actually going to be able to see the bright side of whatever this is. You're going to be able to look back and be like, oh, wow, okay, well, this is actually working out in my favor. Shout out to my best friend when I mention her. Sometimes she watches the video, but she doesn't always watch because she's not a Gemini. But it's literally reminding me of her life right now, or what just happened to her. She had I believe it was day before or day after Easter, she had gotten a notice saying that they were going to be selling her place and she needed to move, and she was given 3 months or something like that. She instantly had to start, her whole life just changed in a flash. Now she's house hunting and she's packing and she's decluttering and she's doing all this stuff. She's exhausted. She doesn't know where she's going to go because she wasn't expecting to move, all this stuff. But now she's in a better place, a bigger place, right across from the store that she always goes to. And she walks everywhere, so it was perfect. Everything's in alignment. The kids are happy. She's happy. She's got an office area that she didn't have before. Her rent's cheaper. It's wow. This really looked like this was not going to be a great situation. And then fast forward after it's done, and she is so happy that this has happened to her. It's like she wouldn't have moved. She wouldn't have changed had she not been made to. She had been in that house for a long time. She was very comfortable. Yes, it wasn't the best. Yes, it was something that she really wanted to move on from deep down inside, but she was comfortable there, right? And the unknown was scarier than just sitting where she was. So when she got forced, she suddenly found herself in very auspicious circumstances. And I'm really getting that energy for you, Gemini. Something might feel a little wow, what the hell is happening? Why is this happening, right? But you're going to see that it's happening to actually help you out, to move you into a better situation. Yeah, I literally just picked up this deck in fear, okay? And yeah, that's kind of the energy here. Something might feel a little scary or a little overwhelming or uncomfortable, but when everything is said and done, you're going to be so thankful that whatever this happened, or however this played out, it played out, okay? I want to get some feelings for Gemini gang during this full moon, Spirit. Can we please get some feelings for Gemini gang during this full moon, or the feelings that perhaps the full moon is bringing into Gemini's life here? Look at that. We have wishes fulfilled, okay? I mean, we love that, right? Okay, with intuition. And that's what I'm getting here. I feel like a lot of you already feel like you are very protected. You're very divinely directed and guided. You believe in a higher power. You believe that this higher power has your back. You believe that the universe and everything is conspiring to work in your favor. And now it's just a matter of time before it actually comes through. I just feel like some of you aren't expecting that some things have to change or have to pivot for this wish fulfillment to happen, okay? What else do we have here for how Gemini is going to be feeling during this full moon, Spirit? We have trauma, and then we have hope on the bottom of the deck. So very interesting, because I feel like what this trauma is giving is like a wound is healing from the past, okay? And you have hope for the future. It's like there's sun. They're showing me like, I don't know, they're showing me an ocean scene with a sun that's rising in the distance, and I feel like that's what's happening here. Whatever traumatic situation you went through recently, you're healing from that, and maybe you're even seeing this rainbow energy, you know, after the storm. Let's get one more for Gemini gang and what they're going to be feeling during this sturgeon moon, please. During this August full moon, what are they going to be feeling? We have creativity. I love these little flower guys. They always look like somebody who's like stoned or just bored, you know. And it's funny because I have humor like that, where it's like the exact opposite. It's very contrasting, where it says creativity, and usually that's something that lights people up, but they just look like so over it. But anyway, sorry guys, kind of babbling. Yeah, I feel like there's this energy here of your creativity being peaked, and maybe you're coming out of this slumber, you know. Maybe you haven't been feeling that creative recently, or you haven't been feeling very inspired, but that's changing. Some of you guys could be taking whatever you went through, whatever trauma or intense emotional situation that you've been through, and you could be turning that into creativity. So maybe you're writing songs, maybe you're writing poetry, maybe you're doing art, right? Maybe whatever, maybe you're painting something or whatever you like to do. It's like there's something where you're taking the emotions that you've been through and you're actually fueling these creative projects with this. So you might get a lot of creative inspiration or ideas during this full moon. So write some of this stuff down. Okay, what do we have here? I don't know why they're giving me this. This is such a specific message, guys, but they're giving me the message of somebody who has a dream journal next to their bed, but they have not written in it. And they dream like every single night. But for whatever reason, you haven't written in the dream journal. So I don't know, maybe that's something that you need to start doing. They're also giving me the energy here of not looking at your phone first thing in the morning, not checking emails, not like, you know, if you're a content creator, not checking out comments. This is also another thing that I've started doing. Like in the morning, as soon as I open my eyes, I start, you know, making intentions for the day, things I'm going to get done, how I'm going to feel when I do these things. And then like I get up, you know, I get my coffee, all this, I brush my teeth, I start making breakfast, I turn on my plant lights, turn on the snake's lights, all this stuff before I even look at my phone. Because I used to, as soon as I would open my eyes, I'd go straight to the comments because people be cray-cray, and I gotta make sure the comments stay on point, y'all. If I did not monitor the comment section, it would be wildin'. Y'all don't even know half the stuff that I delete and get rid of, okay? So I used to do that first thing in the morning, and now I'm just like, whatever, I will get to it. Okay? People gonna be crazy today, they're gonna be crazy tomorrow. Okay? But right now, I'm gonna take care of me. That's the way I've been, and it's actually really helped my mental stability, believe it or not. Shit, I'm all right, guys. Anyways, let's keep it moving, okay? What do we have here for this full moon? Let's dig into the main event here, the moonology, okay? What do we have for this sturgeon moon, this August full moon, please? What do we have for Gemini gang? What can they expect? How are they going to feel? Any messages you have? We have the energy is gaining momentum, the waxing moon. This is my 8 of Wands card. It always gives that energy of like something just takes off, okay? And this is something that has already been in motion, right? Because it says the energy is gaining momentum, meaning something was already moving, but now it's going to start moving faster. So if you've been working on something and you've been seeing some kind of progress or results already, you can expect that to take off. This could also be a feeling, an emotion. This could be a healing process. This could be changes and acceleration of that happening in your life. It does say surrender to the divine. This is really giving that energy, like the energy is getting momentum. Surrender to the divine with the Black Panther. It's like, yes, things might start to move at an accelerated pace. Things might start to feel like they're a little out of control, or things might start to feel a little uncomfortable. Lean into it, right? It's like just surrender to whatever is happening. Surrender to the changes. It's going to be okay. I'm getting that kind of energy here. So some of you guys could be facing a lot of changes right now and you're just like, what is happening? And Spirit's like, I'm getting you into alignment, right? That's what I'm getting. Like Spirit's like, don't worry, I'm getting you into alignment here. What else do we have here for Gemini for this Aquarius moon? We have the end of a tough cycle approaches, the full moon in Capricorn. Yeah, it's like you're at the end of some kind of cycle here, you know? You've been doing a lot of work, and I feel like Spirit wants to acknowledge that too. It's almost like maybe you don't get a lot of like good jobs or great work from people in your life, but Spirit wants to come through to say, good job, great work, you've been working hard, we see that, we're acknowledging that, you've made a lot of headway here, none of this is in vain. You're going to be seeing very soon why you've been working so hard. A big wish fulfillment is going to be coming through for you. Whatever cycle that you've been going through that's been really rough, it's been hard, but you have been steadfast. Congratulations, and we see you. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting from Spirit. Because again, I feel like a lot of you aren't really encouraged on the physical realm as much as you really should be, okay? Sorry for that obnoxious noise that my drink made. I get the energy of some of you guys, of course, being chosen energy. I read for a lot of chosen energy, and I feel like the thing that people don't really talk about is, you know, you can kind of feel outcast a lot by your peers, by your family, you know, co-workers, even friends can start looking at you different when those blessings hit, because them blessings hit kind of like the hard times hit hard, right? It's like sometimes you're down and then you're up, and it's like people are like, what? You know, I feel like you have a lot of spiritual favor or a lot of divine protection, and so when the blessings hit, people are just mystified. And yes, it can turn even your, you know, your greatest friend into a great enemy. And so that's something to consider here, is that even though we're not getting maybe the praise that we feel like we deserve from, you know, the world or our peers or whatever, even our family, like some of you guys might want to look at your family and be like, don't you know I'm doing this for like us, the ancestry? Like I'm healing trauma, I'm closing out patterns, I'm closing out cycles, I'm doing what's never been done but's always wanted to be done. Like, don't you see that I'm trying to do things different because we deserve better? And they're just like, yeah, you always did think you were too good for us, right? It's like that kind of energy, y'all. So people just don't get it. And maybe that's something that you know, you're starting to accept, is that people just don't get it. And that's fine. Leave people to their own devices. Like I had said with whoever this is that might be a little jealous with the green eyes. You know, that's their problem. Because I don't feel like you're in competition with anybody, you know? If anything, you're in competition with yourself. You know, you want to be better than you were the day before. But if somebody wants to waste their life force hating on you or focusing on you, that's their prerogative. Let them do what makes them happy, right? At the end of the day, like I had said already, you have bigger fish to fry during the sturgeon moon, right? Okay. Anyways, let's see. Oh wow, way too many came out. But look, show the world the real you, the full moon in Aquarius. That's literally this full moon's energy. So yeah, Spirit's saying, show the world who you really are. Be your authentic self. Don't hold back, you know? There's almost like, I'm getting with this water basin here. I'm actually going to keep this card, y'all. I know I never do that, but I'm going to keep it because I'm getting so many messages. I actually feel like with this water basin here, there's this energy of like you have so much potential that's been stored up. You have so much that you have not released or you have not really let be revealed. And Spirit's begging you, pleading with you, please release it. Please show up. Please shine that light. Please stun their asses. Just do what you do. Show this everything that I've given you. And like how she's lifting that over her head, it's almost like she's flexing too. Like her muscles are all popping and everything. It's like flex your authenticity. Flex your skills. Flex your gifts. Flex who you are, Gemini. Because who you are is amazing. I feel like Spirit looks at you and, you know, dare I say, as one of its greatest creations. I know that's like, you know, that's pushing it here, but I really feel strongly like Spirit is super proud of you for whatever it is that you've been working on, achieving, or whatever. And again, some of you just have not been letting it shine. You haven't been letting it out. And Spirit's like, please just let it out. You know, release whatever this is that you've been carrying. It's time to show up. It's time to show the world who you really are. It's time to show you who you really are, okay? So the energy is gaining momentum. What is this talking about for Gemini gang? The energy is gaining momentum. What is this talking about for Gemini gang? Something wanted to pop. Oh, okay. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Wow. That's such a positive combo there, because the 7 of Pentacles can be one of the most frustrating cards because it's not a negative card. It just speaks of patience. You know, it speaks of time. It speaks of the in-between energy. You know, we've planted the seed, we've tended the garden, and we are not quite at the harvest yet. You know, this is where we have to go out every day. We have to check the fruit. We got to check the trees. We got to make sure nothing's wrong. It's very tedious. It's very monotonous. It's very much like, okay, I'm ready for the harvest already, you know? So if you're in that energy of like, okay, I'm ready for the harvest. I'm ready to see the fruits of my labor. I'm ready to see all of this hard work that I've put in come back to me. That is what is gaining momentum. That is what is going to be happening. Spirit is saying that whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that you're growing or you're tending to, it's going to start accelerating really quickly, okay? You're going to start seeing that. Some of you guys could be getting some recognition. I don't know why I'm getting that with the Knight of Cups and the 7 Pentacles, but I am. It's like people coming to you, telling you you're doing a good job, giving you your props, maybe booking you, buying your products, shouting you out at work, whatever. You're somebody, I'm getting like good reviews or good feedback or something like that for some of you guys. Admirers. People maybe wanting to be a part of whatever you're working on and help you out. I'm getting that kind of energy as well. So it's just really positive, and it's opening up the road for expansion here with the 2 of Wands, you know? Like this is not, yeah, it's not done growing yet, but it's gaining momentum, and before you know it, you're going to see a lot of progress here. Some of you guys are really, you know, you have a lot going on right now is the energy I'm getting too. Like your everyday life is speeding up. Maybe work is just increasing, or family life or whatever. It's like you have a lot going on. Maybe you're needing to like kind of balance things out, be on top of your game here, prioritize. I'm getting the energy of like juggling many things at once, but making it look easy. Yeah, you're well on your way to this King of Pentacles era, which is somebody who is grounded, stable, secure. You know, things are running very well, made a lot of abundance, made something very successful here. Okay, we have the Chariot, Cancerian energy, and look, Knight of Cups back on the bottom of the deck. Some of you guys might have somebody come towards you and tell you how they feel. Maybe this is a crush, a little secret admirer, somebody who'd be watching from a distance, probably from the bushes, right? They got to see you at work, Gemini, because that's the only place you be. I don't know, right? Or maybe they saw you in your car. Okay, I don't know, but I feel like somebody has noticed you, and this person maybe has been deciding, because I'm getting somebody like weighing out options. Somebody's been deciding whether or not they're going to come towards you. I feel like they're going to. This person might ask you out on a date. This person might introduce themselves. This person might ask you to go for a drive or something. I don't know, okay? But I am getting somebody reaching out to somebody, okay? So do take that as it resonates. For the majority of you, this is definitely talking about your success, your abundance, your career, whatever passions or goals, ambitions that you have. With the Chariot, you're striving ahead, and this is that energy of the pace quickening here, right? Seven of Pentacles is a very, like, it's not bad, it's not going down, it's just, it's not a flat line either, because everything's growing. It's just very like plateau-ish, right? Like we can't go any further than this until it's time. Well, the Chariot talks about movement, so that's exactly what's happening here, okay? So interesting energy, and you might have a choice up ahead when it comes to that too, with the Panther. Something that might be a little uncomfortable or shake you up a little bit. With the Chariot, it's like, if I want to make something move further, or I want to take this to its full potential, I might have to make a choice to go on a different path or extend the path or something like that. I don't want to say go on a different path, because that's not how Spirit's explaining it. It's almost like it's the same path. It's just, it's taking you further, or it's taking you in a direction that maybe you weren't aware you were going to go originally. But once you start going on this path, or you get there, you're going to be really happy with this, because it's going to feel like, yes, this is exactly where I was supposed to be going. Okay. Okay. So let's see. The end of a tough cycle approaches. The full moon in Capricorn. What is this talking about for Gemini when it comes to this Sturgeon moon? August's full moon. A tough cycle, the end of a tough cycle approaches. We have the Page of Cups. Well, I'm getting a couple messages, especially with the Strength energy, Leo on the bottom of the deck. First of all, I feel like some of you guys, there's something here about you growing in your emotional integrity or something like that. Like it's giving the feeling here of like you've been through so much that you're actually a lot stronger than you were when you first started. Maybe when you first started, you were a little wet behind the ears. You were a little naive or something like that. Okay. You made a lot of mistakes. You were a little messy. Because you were like a child that was growing, learning, absorbing, right? And, you know, you didn't know the mistakes that you were making until you made them. That's how we learn, is by going through it, right? And so I feel like there's something here where you've gone through a lot and you're starting to strengthen, and you're starting to become a lot more mature emotionally, or maybe even within like a gift or a skill, a craft that you have. Maybe, again, you were a little naive or amateurish, or maybe a novice or something like that. You're starting to master something a little bit more, or become more controlled, become more informative. And this is just something that time has needed to help with, okay? Because it's almost like you were always meant to go through these stages or these phases, okay? So I am getting that. I'm getting like this energy here of like your emotional aspects. Maybe some of you guys have been going through some kind of emotional situation where you've been feeling very up, very down, you know, like not able to control your emotions. I just get that because when you look at this card, it's very messy. And so it's like maybe some of you guys have just been feeling really messy in your emotions and kind of being all over the place. And those are starting to ground out. You're starting to feel more stable. You're starting to feel stronger, more brave, courageous, strengthened inner strength, right? With the strength energy within yourself, you're really calming that beast that's within. So maybe you used to be very reactive, or like you would get emotionally triggered very easily, and it's like you're starting to become more detached here, is the energy I'm getting. And not detached in the way of like you don't have emotion anymore, or you're not passionate about whatever this is anymore. It's just that you're not going to let things mess you up. You're not going to let things like disrupt you. It's kind of like what I was saying earlier with me checking comments like first thing in the morning, because like, yeah, I would go through comments and stuff to make sure nobody said anything crazy, and then when somebody would, it's like that would be like the first thing I would say or see. So I would sometimes wake up and the first thing that I would see would be people calling me a piece of garbage or pathetic or whatever. You know, your hands are fat, like shit that's like, okay, bro, like, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, I must have kicked your dog in a past life, right? So now it's like I kind of get my day going. I just get my energy solid, and then I look at comments and I deal with it. Content creating is not for the faint of heart, and that's something that I've had to kind of make peace with myself is like, not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. Not everybody's going to leave positive feedback. Some people are going to leave comments that are simply meant to wound and meant to hurt. And the truth of the matter is that those people are probably more wounded than you've ever been in your life to want to hurt somebody like that. Because no matter how wounded I've been, I've never wanted to like maliciously hurt somebody, you know? So I consider myself blessed and lucky, and I pity people like that now. Like, my whole perspective has changed when it comes to that. And it really helps with not looking at that kind of stuff first thing in the morning. So I feel like that's kind of the growth that I'm feeling for you guys. Like, things just aren't hitting you the same way or affecting you the same way. You've really become more strengthened within yourself, you know? And inner strength, I don't care what anybody says, inner strength is far more powerful than brute force, outer physical strength, you know? Because being able to lift 100, 200, 300 pounds, that's great and all, but being able to go through heartbreak, loss of a family member, loss of a job, losing your house, losing your friends, and still be able to look at the sky and be like, I'm thankful to be here, that is fucking priceless. Okay, that kind of strength is measured in gold, right? And that's what I feel like you guys are going through, or that's what I feel like you're at. That's the tough cycle that is ending here, you know? This, yes, thank you, Spirit. Aries energy, okay, with the Emperor. Really owning who you are, really stepping into that power. Like, you know, we see that anyways with Show the World the Real You. It's like, this is who I am, take it or leave it. Like it, love it, you're gonna respect it. Okay? It's that kind of energy. You know who you are, you're on a destined path here. You have Spirit's favor, you have Spirit watching over you, protecting you. I see that with the dog energy on the Emperor card. I also see that with the Spirit card, okay? Hermit, Virgo energy on the bottom of the deck. Some of you are growing a lot stronger within your spiritual gifts, practices, abilities, knowledge, knowing. Okay? There's such a powerful energy here. So, again, it's like whatever you went through, it felt very chaotic. It felt like it was wreaking havoc on your life, and it probably did. And it made you very uncomfortable, and it changed you. But this change is like, wow, it's phenomenal. It feels like it's a massive change for the better, Gemini. Something that has like pivoted you into your fullest potential, or into this just badass Emperor energy, male or female, y'all, for real. Yes, and it's expanding something. You know, it's opening up your horizons, because let's just be real. The Emperor can go places that the Page of Cups just can't go, right? And this is not to devalue the Page of Cups, because the Page of Cups has its place, it has its purpose. But the Page of Cups is not invited everywhere that the Emperor is invited, just period. You know? And so with this level up, you can expect expansion, you can expect growth, you can expect doors to open, opportunities to come that would have never been presented to you as this page, because this was something for an Emperor. And that's what you are, or that's what you're about to be, okay? Show the world the real you. What is this talking about for Gemini for this Sturgeon moon? Look at that, the Fool. I love that. Aquarius energy, first of all, with the Fool. Also Aries, okay? So the Fool is somebody who's just crazy enough to do it, right? The Fool is somebody who goes after their dreams. They follow their heart against all odds, against what seems like it might be a dangerous, uncomfortable situation. They're going to jump off the cliff of change. They understand that Spirit has their back, and Spirit is waiting for them, right? I love this card because the ship just looks like it's kind of like circling around the cliff, and it's like the Fool has to time this just right, but the Fool isn't looking down at the ship. The Fool is looking up at the sky, signifying Spirit, right? In fact, we see the hawk flying off in the distance, showing that it's watching you, you know? And there's almost this energy here. I just noticed too, the little ancestor clutched on for dear life. It's almost like this little energy here of like, she is so confident and so trusting in the divine. She's not even truly looking where she's going, but she's in such alignment, she's going to jump onto that ship. Like, she's going to hit her mark, because she's trusting And because she's trusting, she's in that alignment that makes everything work out for her. So some of you, what Spirit is saying here is, don't be afraid to put it all out there. Don't be afraid to show up. Don't be afraid to be your authentic self, because this is going to massively pay off for you. And some people might call it a stroke of luck. In fact, I feel like your haters will definitely call it a stroke of luck, because when people say that, it's like, oh, you're so lucky. It's like diminishing and devaluing any kind of work, any kind of divine favor that you might have, any kind of good karma that you've earned. It's like taking all that away and just saying, well, you're just handed things. You don't really deserve it, right? So there could be people around you that might say, oh, you're lucky, but you know better. You know you're blessed. You know you're protected. You know that you're a hard worker, and your determination and your growth and your healing has got you to where you're going. So let people call it luck if that's what makes them feel better, right? I feel like there's a complete perspective shift that's happened with you, Gemini, and it's very powerful. And it's something that you can't contain, and nor should you. You know, it's like Spirit's like, I gave you a light so you can shine it, right? So, yeah. So shine it, Gemini, basically, you know. What else do we have here? We have the Two of Pentacles. Some of you, there could be an opportunity here for you, okay? Two of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, that's 3 Pentacles. Could be something working on a team, could be a new work arrangement, could be something that maybe you're going to build. Maybe it needs to have a solid foundation built. It feels new with the Fool. And this opportunity, it's like you're going to need to weigh this out, or you're going to need to decide. I felt that over here too, with the energy is gaining momentum with the Chariot. There's something here that's shifting, or there's choices that are going to be presented to you. And I must say, some of these choices are not going to feel comfortable with the Black Panther. They're just not. You know what I mean? Sorry. That just is what it is. And Spirit is saying that that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take these choices anyways, or that you shouldn't open yourself up, okay? Let's get some advice and additional messages and call it a day, okay? Advice and additional messages for Gemini gang. Advice and additional messages. Oh, that's too many. Advice and additional messages, please, for Gemini gang for this Sturgeon Moon reading. Yeah, we got a fork in the road. Card number 13. Look, with Come to the Edge, card number 36. Y'all. Like, that's literally what I was getting. And I'm kind of getting the essence of this Panther card with this right here. You know, the Panther talks about not letting us become stagnant, not letting us stay in comfort zones just because they're comfortable. We've come to the edge of something. We have to take the leap with the Fool. You know, we've come to the fork in the road. We have to make a decision, you know? So there's almost this feeling here of a choice or a path or something that's being opened up or presented or whatever. And it's like, you could walk around in circles driving yourself crazy if you want to, but it's not going to go any further until you decide to take the leap or make the choice or whatever this is, okay? What else do we have for Gemini gang for this Sturgeon Moon? Advice and additional messages, please. Okay. We have co-create, yes. Card number 40. And that is what you're doing. You know, you are very much co-creating with Spirit. Right now, to create some kind of abundant future for yourself. It's really interesting here because we have the cheetah, and when I think of cheetah, I obviously think of speed, right? And we see that with the energy is gaining momentum. We also see the owl, which speaks of intuition, of course. And there's this feeling here with the animals like looking directly at us, like they're waiting for us, you know? I feel very much like Spirit is being represented in these animals. And it's just like Spirit's looking at us, waiting for us to make the decision. You know? Like, are you going to follow your intuition? Are you going to let us kind of move things along? Like, as soon as you're ready, we're ready. And we see an egg down here at the bottom, of course, talking about potential. You know, untapped potential. Maybe you've been sitting on some kind of potential here. It's time to release that shit. Okay? For lack of a better phrase. What else do we have for Gemini, for this Sturgeon Moon? Advice and additional messages. Oh my Lord. Hold on. It went flying. Give me a second. We have Breathe, card number 29. Yeah. You know? I don't know why they're giving me this energy, but they're giving me the energy like you being on like a roller coaster with Spirit, and you're all strapped in and you're like holding your breath, and Spirit's like, you gotta breathe, right? Like, breathe through this. Okay? Like, there's something about that, because I don't know, it just could feel like things get really intense for a second, or they have been, and Spirit's like, just breathe. For some of you, you can exhale a sigh of relief, like things are going to be okay. That's the energy I'm getting. Also, working on breath work might be significant. Okay, maybe looking up different videos on YouTube about breath work or something here. This could help you kind of release whatever pent up energy that you have. Maybe there's something again with yoga or meditation or something like that. There's definitely something here where Spirit wants you to connect with it however you can. So maybe again, meditation, or if you like to astral travel or astral project or something like that. Spirit's really encouraging that you do this, because it's going to give you visions or knowledge or something like that to bring back. But there's also something about the breath releasing an energetic blockage or buildup that you're having right now. And then we have, last but not least, card number 23, Peace. Yes, okay? So I feel like peace is coming, like, and peace is something that you crave, right? Peace is priceless, you know? And so I feel like sometimes when we get any kind of messages in tarot about chaos or havoc or change, sometimes we can clench up a little bit, because we're like, oh man, all I'm hearing is disruption of my peace. But that's not always a bad thing. You know, yes, sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not always a bad thing. And again, another egg, which is just really talking about the potential here that's being tapped into. All right, guys, that has been your reading. I do hope that it helps, hope it resonates, hope it does something, and I'll definitely see y'all in the next one. Bye.